I'm Mark Tilley and welcome back to Dirt Bike Magazine's video series Year 22, where normally we take you up close and personal with all the 450cc four strokes. Today we're doing a little bit different. We're getting you the first look at the Yamaha YZ250 Two Stroke. Now, first glance, you would think that this bike is all brand new. Not really when you start looking closer to it. There is a lot of stuff that's brand new on this motorcycle. All the styling is different, subframe's different, airbox is different, how the air comes into the airbox and then through the carburetor different. The suspension settings are different suspension settings, kind of a little bit stiffer spring-wise and stiffer on the valving-wise internally to kind of get a little bit more balance out of the motorcycle. Tires, they are Dunlops still, but they are the MX-33 tire. But the heart of this bike, the thing that we love the most about this motorcycle, is the same. The main frame is the same. There's different mounting points for different things, but the engine is identical to previous years. And this power plant has been the same for, upwards of 10 plus years. One of the cool things that Yamaha is still doing, they've been one of the manufacturers that has done this consistently over the last few years, is they're offering this bike in two different versions. It's offered in the standard edition of what you're seeing in this video, and then there's the Monster Race Team edition that will be mostly black with blue accents and the Monster logo on it. That one's about 200 bucks more. If you want to see all the in-depth specs on this motorcycle, head over to dirtbikemagazine.com. We have everything that they changed and everything that stayed the same over there. That's enough talking. We're gonna go ride this thing. So we just got done with our first day of testing on the 2022 Yamaha YZ250 Two Stroke, and a couple things jumped out at us right away. We thought that the improved traction on the motorcycle might just be from the new tires, but then it got a little less loamy throughout the day, and the bike was still hooking up the same. So it couldn't have been just from those tires. The suspension settings that they changed with the different spring rates and the valving internally definitely helps the bike hook up a little bit more. You do feel under hard braking that the bike will pitch forward and dive a little bit, but not as much as what previous models were. The seat transition from sliding forward on the bike, it's actually easier to get farther forward on the motorcycle, and that's for a couple reasons. The middle of the seat is actually slightly higher than previous years, and then the front of the seat is actually a little bit lower than previous years. So getting forward on the bike is made a lot easier. The seat, we didn't notice the seat when we just took pictures of the bike, but riding the bike, previous years, the seat had a little bit more of a square feel. This has a rounded feel, and you kind of feel it when you're getting on the edges of the seat. That's a lot more comfortable when you're kind of getting on the edges of the seat. It's easy to transition back to the middle of the seat. Power-wise, we did notice that the bike is a little crispier off bottom and maybe has a little bit better pull through the mid, we think has something to do with the way the air is actually forced into the airbox now and then eventually goes into the carburetor. This bike is always carbureted really well. It always runs strong. It's just maybe a little bit crisper right off bottom and in the mid. Styling wise on the new motorcycle, sometimes you look at it and go, oh, they just wanted to give it a new look. But Yamaha actually worked in some function to this styling. The sides are a lot smoother and it's an easier transition. You notice on previous previous year's motorcycles, you'd hang up a little bit. This bike actually feels a little bit more narrow, so it doesn't feel as wide as previous models. The airflow is actually changed with the styling design to get more volume of air into the air box, and then essentially through the air filter and into the carburetor, naturally into the engine. The air filter is a little bit easier to get to now. There's more room in the air box. Plus, all you do is take the one bolt that holds the seat down, and it goes actually through the top of the seat. So you take that one 8mm bolt out, pop off the seat, and you don't have to take off side panels and do all kinds of other stuff. Yeah, they did make it look a little bit different. They did update it. It's got a sleeker style, a thinner feel to it, a smoother feel actually when you move back and forward and transition on the motorcycle, but there is function in there as well. We are kind of surprised that they're running the old school solid mounted handlebar mounts. There isn't two different mounting positions with rubber mounting just like on the 4-strokes. So we're wondering why they didn't update that as well, but Yamaha must have their reasons. Again, this is our first day of testing on this motorcycle. You know, here at the magazine, we love 2-strokes, so this bike is gonna get ridden a lot. The bike seems to be updated, brought in some new technology from Yamaha, but then kept the stuff that we really like about this motorcycle. Power plant is tried and true. Run maybe a little bit of race gas in it to throw a pipe on it and go. This is a great motorcycle. We're happy that Yamaha is still making this motorcycle. We actually hope that maybe some of the other Japanese manufacturers might take note and say, hey, let's start making our 2-strokes again. Our test riders love this motorcycle as much as they loved the last version. We've looked into, if we bought an older motorcycle, could we put all of this plastic and gas tank and subframe and everything on it? We're told that the mounting points on the main frame and the subframe are completely different than previous years. We are gonna do a little bit more research on that, so stay tuned. If you got a little bit more time on your hands and you wanna check out some other 2-stroke videos that we've done, click the video thumbnail now, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on all of our latest releases.